The bizarre 50-course, 7-hour-long, $1,000 meal at The Alchemist. Well, I'll take a look at this.
This is a 50-course, 7-hour-long meal.
50 courses is too many.
And it's really weird.
What is that, Jurassic Park? Dino DNA!
I got the chance to visit the weirdest restaurant in the world. I'm talking about Alchemist in Copenhagen. Reservations sell out in under 3 seconds.
Other game than RE4. All right, I'd be down for that after this video.
One of the
We'll give the people what they want
in the world, but I can't even call it dinner. I mean, when's the last time you did this during dinner? It's crazy that I got to experience.
Wait, is that the chick from It's a Piece of Cake to Make a Perfect Cake? If the way is hazy.
It's crazy that I got to experience this, but dinner will set you back almost $1,000. So I really just want to answer 2 questions today. What makes this the weirdest restaurant in the world, and is it worth it? The experience starts from the moment you walk in. These massive doors that slowly open to a black void. You're told to go into a pitch black room where all of a sudden...
Yo, this is actually the menu.
A violinist from the Copenhagen Philharmonic greets you with a Danish folk song. It was actually a little bit scary, but then the doors open and you're in their lounge with their massive wine tower.
Dude, you know what? You know what I would respect way more than like one musician from the Copenhagen Philharmonic, just a guy sucking his own dick. Right? That would actually be a perfect time for self-suck. Like beam of light, old guy sucking his own cock. You're just like, what is this? The experience.
You're in their lounge with their massive wine tower.
Very autistic.
Waiting for the meal to begin. There were
Artistic.
already some ridiculous moments even before we got the food, but for this meal I decided to
I just got off a plane.
Expectations of what
I just got off a plane.
so I could really experience everything that they had to offer. And then the food started coming out. And already I was shocked. A daisy with a center that explodes in your mouth.
Oh yeah, wow.
A drink made with rabbit
Love
ears.
hanging
The
out
thing
in
about
this
this
community.
Oh
yeah, wow.
no, bro.
Pod.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No. What? Listen, I am not a fucking vegan, but this is a fucking bridge too far. I don't want a drink with rabbit ears in it. Fuck that. That doesn't sound tasty.
this restaurant is usually I can imagine what a dish looks like. But when you tell me that this is a dumpling and the texture of the outside is almost like cotton candy, my brain just can't process it. This is bread made from vegetable leftovers that they collaborated with SpaceX and NASA on. Like, what?
So, the next impression is our attempt to making the perfect omelet.
So pretentious. They're calling the courses impressions. This is actually pissing me off. I love fuck off foodie food, but this is a little beyond the pale even for me.
So we have here is a very thin skin that's made of eggs. We fill it up with soft
yeah,
scrambled
wow,
from the
that's
eggs
very
itself,
cool.
with a bit of comfy cheese, and on top we
Thank you, Blueface.
truffle butter.
Their bikini sandwich from Spain was transformed into a mochi ball of...
Okay, that looks fucking fire.
Goodness, oh my
Subscribe
god.
to
That looks
Neff
okay. That one.
submit your resignation from the Pog Academy.
Thank you so much, Will Wright, dude. That one looked fucking dank as fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
I've never
yeah,
had
wow,
a
that's
meal
very
like
cool.
this, and
Pill Pope Haggins, thank you.
felt a little intimidated. I mean, the giant doors, the pitch black room with a violinist, the space food, who wouldn't feel intimidated? But then as the dishes started coming, I was kind of just having fun. I felt like a kid in a toy store getting to play with all of these different dishes. And then we were whisked away from the lounge into their main dining room and I mean, just look at it.
And we were beaten with spruce sprigs.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
We were beaten to within an inch of our life. I would actually respect the fuck out of a restaurant that did that. It's like, now to set off the flavor of these next dishes, we are going to beat the absolute fuck out of you. They just put on Slayer.
You walk in and there's this giant dome with beautiful visuals
that's
on it
kinda
that
cool.
move and change. The waitstaff is serving guests in their simple yet elegant gray outfits, and everything is so precise and
What
orderly.
the
Honestly, if you
hell?
told me that this was part of some dystopian novel or movie, I would have fully believed you. And it's funny because the first dish that
This is the menu IRL.
was called 1984.
And there's a very famous line from the book also saying the big brother is watching you. So
That's an eyeball.
tonight we are watching you with this eye. We are serving you a Danish potato together with a cream made out of lovage, some fresh green peas, and on top serving you Satra caviar.
So from here on out, what I love
What?
about Alchemist is many of their dishes have some sort of deeper meaning. 1984 was about data privacy, and you have the visuals on the dome with all the eyes watching you like Big Brother really is watching you. We'll wind up having dishes that are about
12
human
years Neff tasting.
Oh man, I would love if every restaurant did this. Some of my favorite restaurants in New York. I go in, I'm like, hey Vinny, what's this dish about? Ah, this is a fucking cheesesteak. It's about how my whole wife left me and won't fucking call. It's about how I can't relate with my son. He's a homosexual. Now eat your fucking cheesesteak. Get the fuck out of here. Thanks, Sal. Every dish tells a story. It's incredible.
rights, blood donations, caged animals, and then you have dishes like this.
This impression is called Plastic Fantastic. It is a comment on microplastics. the ones
What?
we find in our ocean.
That's a plastic bag.
Live in the ocean.
But that wasn't their only commentary about the ocean. They had this beautifully lit jellyfish dish that's about finding more sustainable sources of seafood that we can eat and enjoy. They also had this cake that was made from the tails of king crab, which are often an underutilized part of the animal. This was a menu that really made you
Oh
think. If you
my
told me
God.
going into this meal,
This shit is lived out of its fucking skull, bro. Oh my God. This is some lib shit. The straws that they served in my Moscow Mule were actually pulled from the noses of sea turtles. You could taste the brine in the blood. It was delicious, yet profound.
and learning about the world, I would have thought that you were crazy. But when you're eating a dish that looks and feels like plastic and you're looking at the visuals on the dome of a turtle trapped in plastic itself,
Oh, Billy, pre-watch! Holy shit, I'm the best. I am the best React streamer. My mind is like that of Modoc's. I am plugged into the internet and I am able to give you takes from another dimension. I am able to see through the fabric of the internet like the scrolling vertical text of the Matrix and go blonde, brunette, redhead, joke, joke, joke. Always one step ahead.
you really start to feel something. But not all the dishes had some sort of societal meaning. Some of them were just fun.
Rasmus got the inspiration of his favorite food.
I love when people say pre-watched. It just validates me so much. That looks like a motherfucking hot Cheeto.
You just make a mold from a real lobster claw, fill it up with the meat parts, freeze it down, dip it in vodka, and deep fry it.
After this is when things start to get creepy. Like, really creepy.
Sir, you just ate potatoes out of a human eyeball. Now we're going to creepy? That was the appetizer for creepy. Now we're getting creepy?
This is the guy that knew they were all going to die.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Creepy. I'm an adventurous eater, but even I started to have my limits tested by some of these dishes.
What in the fuck is that?
There was a moment
Sir, these are not foods.
where I overheard the guy next to me saying that he would not eat this dish no matter what. So I literally had to turn to him and convince him to at least try the dish, you know?
It's just like a fat, sweaty dude putting his dick through a glory hole. And he's like, well, you gotta try it. It represents, you know, the abundance of pornography in society. You gotta suck the chef's dick. You gotta suck his dick a little bit. I don't want to. But you gotta, it's the experience. You gotta try it.
Alchemist is not just about the fun and freewheeling dishes, it's also got some dishes that will make you uneasy. But when the waitstaff came and explained what the dishes were
No. This is where the pretentious nature of this shit goes too far. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. I have never recommended a single restaurant to a friend, a family member, an acquaintance, my chat, anyone, with the recommendation being, well, the restaurant makes you feel a little uneasy. What? You know my favorite thing about that sandwich place I'm recommending you? It will scare the shit out of you. And the food is totally not palatable. It's gross, disgusting slop that will make you question, is this even food? And you'll pay a premium for it because you're a dirty little slut pig. And you don't know what art is. You'll just accept whatever I tell you is art because I have a Michelin star. So shut up, pay me my money, and eat this goddamn fucking uncooked rooster foot in the shape of a swastika. Because you have no idea what the message is, but you'll fucking parse through it. You don't give a shit.
made of and what they represented sort of eased a lot of that fear.
This is the lungs of the lamb, which is very much a kind
The lungs of the lamb?
taboo part of the animal, even by awful standards. Here we've made them into almost like a pate or like a cream.
We're eating lungs right now. Really, really delicious, actually. That's amazing.
Here
I want here to be the guy that gets Scott on sheet in the listen, if I was
listen, I am no big city lawyer, but I have never bit with my front teeth in a full grimace something that I thought was actually pretty delicious. This is how I take a bite of something when I'm a 6-year-old and my parents tell me I have to eat it before I leave the table. Okay? This is the same way I ate zucchini when I was trying to get enough good boy points to go to fucking Toys R Us. Okay? I have never eaten something I consider truly delicious with my eyes in a full squint like I'm gonna cry with my very front tippy teeth.
Here you're getting the impression, which is called food for thoughts. You're getting served here the lamb brain. It comes on top of a deep fried brioche bowl, which is filled with foie gras and a little bit more thin.
What are we eating? Lamb brain. This is what we're eating. Lamb brain.
Let's see how he likes this one.
Cool.
The chef is on a path to become the chef from the menu.
So
Okay, he actually liked that one. I'm going to give him credit. He actually fucked with the lamb brain.
The menu, we might as well have had the tongue as well. They didn't explicitly state that it was a replica of the chef's tongue. I feel like it was implied, so I had to give the chef a French.
What the?
This section of the dishes was just insane and is what made Alchemist so weird and beautiful and amazing. I mean, the act of literally freeing a caged chicken in order to enjoy your dish, while images
Freeing a caged chicken, sir, that is a severed chicken's foot with some snack crackle pop dusted on that bitch.
of tons of caged birds are all around you is actually quite powerful.
Look at this chicken leg. We freed it from the cage. Now we have to eat it.
I used to think that fine dining was stuffy, formal. It was a bunch of people in suits and ties and white tablecloths on the table. But what I realized, especially for me, is I just love seeing how far food can go, how it can be creative and innovative and be more than just about taste, how it can really potentially inspire. And seemingly simple dishes like this light and airy bread topped with Iberian ham, or this fluffy bao that almost looks like it came out of Squid Game, can be so interesting and unique. Now, desserts were my favorite part of the meal, but there was one part that actually shocked me. I had never seen this in a restaurant before. It's this room that's blindingly pink. It's an interactive dish. I mean,
it's a piece of cake to make a perfect cake. If the way is hazy.
I don't know how to explain it.
Welcome. I will be guiding you through this experience. Please wipe your hands with the napkin in front of you. Please throw your napkin on the floor. Carefully grip the cup with one hand. Insert your index finger into the cup.
By the way, yes, we are still eating a fine dining meal.
Run your finger along the inside of the cup and then raise your finger. Lick your finger. Now.
Hey. That'd be so funny if she just stopped and she was like, I need to tell you to lick your finger again, motherfucker! He's like, Mom. I said lick it once.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe what just happened. Shall we move on to desserts?
It's the iconic Andy Warhol banana. This is a piece of art that actually does hang in Rasmus's kitchen, but it also depicts the art that Andy Warhol did for another one of Rasmus's inspirations, which is the Velvet Underground. Blood donation is very, very close to a lot of...
Okay, I fuck with the Velvet Underground, so I actually really like that dish, and I begrudgingly really like that dish. Okay? I begrudgingly really like that dish, because if you know anything about me, I fucking love the Velvet Underground.
Dane's hearts. Right now, there's a pretty serious national blood shortage, so they're kind of constantly doing call-outs for people to donate blood if they're able. But we also know that lots of our guests don't come from Denmark. It's not super relevant to only talk about the local blood shortage. So we built the QR code at the bottom of the plate. It launches a website that we designed to kind of get guests connected to blood banks that are closest to them.
To finish off the meal, we had this chocolate bar because ending on blood isn't the best. This chocolate bar has facts about child labor in the chocolate trade and how inhumane some chocolate can be.
My man says we end with a chocolate bar because it's too grim to end on blood. The chocolate bar, in the very next sentence, he says, the chocolate bar has facts about child labor. You're right. The blood drive was way too grim. Let me read some facts about child labor to round this bad boy out. I really want to leave on a high note.
It's in a biodegradable wrapper, and the bar itself is in the shape of a grave to really highlight that point. It's powerful stuff.
Oh, dude, what levity. Oh, I left whistling.
It's like these wood ants inside of amber, but the 7 hours
dinosaur.
I honestly can't even believe that we were there for that long. So is it worth it? Well, the short answer for me is yes. It was the best meal I've ever had in my entire life. I see it kind of like getting VIP tickets to your favorite artist's concert or getting tickets to the World Cup.
He literally is the character from the menu. It's kind of killing me a little.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it's something that you should experience once in your life.
So here's what I'll say. It's tough for me to, outside of my humor, give this restaurant a real critique because this video feels like a paid advertisement a little bit. But ultimately, what I will say is it is really hard to critique any restaurant without trying their food. Now, from an outside observer, yes, this experience, or maybe just the way that he went about talking about it and presenting it, felt enormously pretentious. And I think for me, one of the joys of food, and maybe this is being a sandwich guy, if you will, is the universality of it, right? There's something magical about food in that no matter where you're from or you know, what culture you're a part of or what, you know, where you are on the spectrum, gay, straight, black, white, whatever, wherever you fall, we all kind of enjoy food the same. And I think that is why, you know, some of our favorite experiences, some of our favorite viewing experiences are kind of like looking at the joy of food. And I think at some point when food gets this contrived, it takes some of that universal joy out of food. That experience of we all need nourishment and we can all enjoy the life-giving nourishment of food, and how amazingly in a world where we can't agree on anything, everybody can agree on good food. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's one of these unspoken experiences where if you sit down with someone who doesn't speak a single word of your language and you both ingest something magic, there is this universal look of joy, like, and it's such a connecting feeling. So part of me looks at this and is like, oh God, you're overthinking it. You're overdoing it. Now, if I go in there and the food absolutely, you know, makes my dick hard because it's so delicious, well, then I possibly have to retract the statement. Maybe they haven't overthought it. Maybe they really are taking a bold new step in food, and their art doesn't exceed their grasp because they are still making delicious food that is universally enjoyable. Now, from an outside perspective, just looking at some of these dishes, like this one looks great. Some of these dishes look a little tough on the palate, but who knows? It's interesting. It's interesting to see a film, or to see a meal, a real life experience that so closely emulates a film, a critically acclaimed film that just came out, that basically makes this same commentary on food, in that people kind of lose their joy for their art and their life, and they're just existing for the sake of, pretension and the menu. Yeah, exactly, the menu. And to see this kind of experience in real life, and see a person literally give the same statement that they give in the movie, where he's like, it's like going to see your favorite artist or going to a really expensive concert. I don't know. I've been to some pretty pretentious restaurants, and some of them have absolutely wowed me, and some of them have underwhelmed me. If they allow this guy, though, to make this long YouTube video, which I am assuming is an ad, perhaps they'll allow someone to stream in there as well. That'd be a fucking great stream if they'd let me do it. I don't know. Interesting. Food for thought.